The cliff clock, so to speak, is there's just 5 weeks for lawmakers to agree to terms to avoid the so-called fiscal cliff and tank our entire economy. According to the White House Press Secretary Jay Carney, the president's been doing some heavy lifting, too.
The president is actively engaged in the numerous ways that I've already described in the meetings that he's already had, and obviously in meetings with his team. So he is doing some heavy lifting himself and will continue to do that.
Well, our next guest has been an outspoken critic of President Obama's leadership on budget negotiations. He says, stop wasting the money. We're joined right now by Senator Tom Coburn. He's also the author of The Debt Bomb, a bold plan to stop Washington from bankrupting America. Senator, do you have a sense that we're on a different path than the paths that led us to oblivion over the last 2, 3, 4 years? Do you think these negotiations could end up promising?
Well, I think the fact that you're not hearing any details is good. You don't hear people trying to manipulate the negotiations that are ongoing through the press or the media. So, look, we're going to solve this problem one way or the other. We're going to solve it eventually. The markets are going to solve it for us if we don't. We're not going to be Greece. We're going to get our problem solved long before that because the markets are going to force it. Hopefully we'll see in a short period of time something come together that is a solution that enough of us can agree on that actually solves the problem. And solving the problem is we've got $80 trillion worth of unfunded liabilities and we're running trillion-dollar deficits. And you have to approach that. And you can't just do that through increasing taxes on people. You have to actually modify programs and change the long-term perspective on them.
Have you seen indication, Senator, at your level that the president, who does have a lot of respect for you and said it in the past, is going to go along with that and say that publicly? Entitlement reform will join revenue rising.
Well, again, I don't know what's going on inside the negotiation, so I can't say. But it's obvious that he's going to have to stand behind some significant changes in entitlement, and I think what they're asking him is, where's your plan? And I'm okay if he doesn't have to say that publicly right now, as long as he's saying that privately in negotiations, and we'll see what comes out of that.
How encouraged?
I understand.
Are you encouraged or discouraged that the president's taking his act on the road to various different plans, talking about the need to avoid the fiscal cliff?
Well, I'm kind of probably agnostic on that. To me, most of the people I talk to and work with know the kind of problems we're in this country. If you have to campaign to win some, the most conservatives have said we understand more revenue is needed. It's how you get that revenue so that you don't hurt the economy and you actually get real revenue through growth. I don't think there's a large amount of disagreement on that. The key is there has to be a combination package of both some revenue increases and a revenue program that actually promotes real growth. In other words, tax reform that actually promotes growth, combined with significant structural changes in the long-term expenditures for a major entitlement. Let me just give you some examples, Brian. In 2 years, the disability fund will be out of money, Social Security disability. There's not going to be any payments, all right? So for everybody that's on disability, the 1 in 17 people in this country, 1 out of every 17 now is collecting a disability check. There isn't going to be any money in less than 2 years.
Right.
Same thing in terms of Medicare Part A. The Part A trust fund, on the worst case, the best case scenario is going to last 10 years. The worst case, it's going to be gone in 4 years. So to not act on these things and not to address the real problems is putting your head in the sand.
Senator, I'd feel a lot better if you were in charge. Senator, let's hope the president understands the urgencies and knows the numbers like you do. Senator Coburn, thanks so much for joining us today.
Good to be with you. Take care.
Next on the